Alright, everyone, I want to welcome you to another episode of this. It has been probably 3 months since I threw up the last video, even longer since the last recording. But I think I'm going to try and go on a bit of a combo of these and try and get a bunch, try and get them out faster, and get them recorded faster, but see how schedules line up and all that. I'm joined today by Archive and Comet. And the first matchup of the three little bonus ones that didn't make it to the survey that I've looked through, we're going to go with the Princess versus Beatrice. Slay the Princess versus Umineko when they cry. I know that Princess versus Flowey is a pretty popular option there. That's all I know. That's my only interaction with the Princess character.
I've only heard of these characters from other matchups.
Yeah.
So I don't know much.
Yeah, same for Beatrice, I think, actually.
Yeah, I've seen her as like a Loki opponent, I think.
Yeah. What I've found online, I've got a core theme here. Two tragic and antagonistic central heroines of widely acclaimed visual novels that simultaneously deconstruct and act as homages to genres of media, mysteries, and fairy tales, respectively. They would be fragmented apart from their original and become key figures in a loop in a cosmic construct against their dearly beloved, bantering with them, battling them, and slowly growing their mutual understandings of each other, learning to realize their love for each other. The meta-narrative of the story is fundamentally a commentary on the many forms of love and the consequences of romantic relationships. I'm beginning to see why Flowey and Loki are opponents for them, respectively. And I think from this, it's kind of difficult to pick if I like this more or the two of them fighting other people, but I think, just off of the limited information I have, this one does seem very good.
Yeah, sounds fun.
I will. I don't really know anything about Beatrix at all. I adjust my mic, but from what I have seen, like Umineko is supposed to be like one of the most powerful series of all time. Blah blah blah. And I guess in the Princess is not so much like I know she's like a cosmic blah 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 power and nightmare by the end. At least it's one route, which isn't that big of a spoiler because that's literally every single trailer that you could see for the game is like shit goes sideways eventually. I personally I looked up Umineko on like Steam, and I'm just not into visual novels that much.
Yeah, some people aren't.
So
everyone's got genres they just can't connect with.
Yeah.
It's like I love books. I like anime. I don't like it when my anime is a book.
Yeah.
So, I think I would personally, and this is like for a really dumb reason, I would like Umineko with Beatrice to fight Loki, merely because I like the color clash of gold and green. So that's why I would prefer that.
That's cool too. Again,
this. So that's me.
I
think this is still pretty cool.
I struggle
have
to
limited
pick one outcome over the other because they just if all three matchups are like this, then they're all very good.
Yeah, like the Loki in the comics, especially recent years.
Well, let's
just as the. I won't talk about him. I'll talk about him if he shows up later on in this. But
I want to try. I'm realizing we should probably just try and keep things focused on the matchups that we're discussing, unless it is
just
directly relevant.
It was just like I like the color clash of gold and green. That's all I wanted to say. Really,
it's fine to mention other matchups in reference to the characters if that's really all we've had experience from. But yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the second of the free bonuses, which is Chopper versus Kipo. One Piece versus Kipo or Kipo. I may be butchering that. I do apologize if I am. But Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts, which I couldn't find any connections for. Like, and I have no knowledge of Kipo. I know who Chopper is, but I don't watch One Piece.
I don't know much about One Piece either, but I pulled up character stats thing on Kipo. Half mutant, I think. Half mutant of some sort, who can shapeshift. I think Chopper shapeshifts somewhat, big arms and stuff.
All right.
And that seems to be like they're both like she's a human who shapeshifts into animal stuff, and Chopper is an animal, I think, that ate a devil fruit and ate the human fruit.
Right.
And so can shapeshift.
I was hearing about that.
Humans. So it's kind of like they both just do the same shape-shifting superhuman
but
thing.
Somewhat mirrored.
Yeah.
I think the human fruit in Japanese is Nigan is like Nigan fruit or something like that. Like the Nigan Nikonomi, I think is how you would say it in Japanese.
Yeah.
I'll try and put it up on screen if I can remember when I'm going through it later.
Yeah. I don't know too much about One Piece, but I think that's about where it connects.
All right.
I looked up, like, I've not heard of Kipo in the Wonder Beast either, and I looked it up. It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I don't know how you check how many reviews.
I mean,
like how many reviews
go to the website.
Yeah, I'm on the website and I don't know where to look, but it's saying 100%.
Okay. Well, that's either a really good sign or a really shady sign.
Like if it's like 300 people, I'm like, what the hell? The hell is that even possible?
Yeah. All right. Well, overall, based on the limited information we have, sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah.
And so that'll be a quick. Now we'll move on to matchup number 3: Cyborg versus Warlock. Now, this is a DC versus Marvel matchup, where I do not know anything about the Marvel character. Because I've never heard of Warlock.
X-Men character, I believe, specifically.
Right.
I don't think Warlock's a mutant, although I shall double check.
Read what I have, because I do have a paragraph of notes here. Techno-organic superheroes who started out from teams of teenage superheroes. One is an alien technological superweapon who gains humanity. The other is a human who gains an alien technological superweapon. I'm going to assume that means that Warlock is the superweapon who gains humanity.
Yes.
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Both don't let those dangerous aspects define them or get the best of them. In fact, they resent that aspect of themselves. Vic sees himself as a monster because of his tech side, and Warlock's species sees him as a monster because of his emotions/humanity. Alright.
Okay, early on, like, if we're talking about early on in their stories, yes, that was a thing for Cyborg, where he's like, I hate the fact that I'm a cyborg, basically. But later on...
Yeah, he learns to move past it, right?
He massively moves past it. Like,
I mean, maybe Warlock does too.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if your connections are, this is how they are at the very, very start of their story, I don't get it. Like,
I mean, the other big Marvel matchup for Cyborg is The Thing, and I think this just gets a bit higher from it, but also, unless Warlock can stand up to Cyborg's hacking, this is just an immediate win for Cyborg.
Yeah, like, Cyborg is...
Like, it's slightly better connections-wise, but Cyborg versus... I do have to mention that... I know I said it about not bringing up other matchups, but Cyborg versus Thing is just... it deals with the whole Cyborg can just hack any technological enemy that he's faced. So it kind of renders the dynamic here.
Yeah, I'm
nothing.
reading up on Warlock now. He apparently tried to hack Sentinels and failed, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Sentinels are kind of like Sentinels. Like I can understand, like, but that could be like a one-off thing.
Yeah, but Cyborg could hack Sentinel even if it learns.
Like in comics, you would always take the characters at their peak.
Yeah.
And like at least for death battle rules, and like going off of. Cyborg can hack into technology that comes from the Spear of the Gods, which is literally
there's some
infinite dimensions,
storyline,
whatever.
I mean, eventually that you can use for Warlock, where he's able to be comparable to Cyborg's hacking, but I just don't know.
Let me finish what I was trying to say, Nuke, man.
I will just say,
ultimately,
I just want to say that thematically, great, dynamically, seems kind of one note. And then let's hear you say your thing.
But let me finish my thing real fast. Cyborg, like the fact that we don't know anything about Warlock, and like I feel like I'm at least a B tier nerd, especially when it comes to comics. Like, because I don't want to say A tier, because I've seen what an S tier is, and I'm at least 2 tiers below that.
Yeah.
The fact that I don't know anything really about Warlock is telling. I understand it's kind of a joke. I know more about like the Nowhere Kid than I know about Warlock. I know more about the Mr. Nobody from DC more than I know Warlock. So I feel like that tells you like how powerful Warlock is. So I feel like, again, Cyborg, as you're saying, may just wave his hand over the guy and he just goes kapoof.
Yeah. Again, like, thematically cool, dynamically, just seems nothing.
Yeah.
It's a Cyborg problem.
Cyborg.
Yeah.
I feel like
again,
like
to everybody watching, this isn't a problem with Warlock. This is a problem with Cyborg just being that fucking cracked at hacking.
Because I feel like if you limited to like an Elseworld version of Cyborg, but then you would have to more or less find an Elseworld version of Warlock wherever he would be generally fighting. Because at least for a Marvel character, unless it's like a very niche, like specific comic run or manga run or something like that.
Yeah,
I just don't know. Like, but let's move on because unfortunately there's just not much for me to say other than sorry, Cyborg's just built different.
All right. So next. We will be moving on to the continuation of the survey results for that. And we've got 196th place, Erdrick versus The Last Dragonborn, Dragon Quest versus Elder Scrolls. I couldn't find any notes, but it does seem somewhat, based on what I know, I get it, because there's a whole RPG characters and stuff like that, but I'm not seeing. I don't know why these two specifically.
I'm pretty sure it might be the idea of like. Hold on, back to sneeze. If I. Oh, sorry, that was terrible timing.
It happens.
Like, obviously they both fight dragons, unless like Dragon Quest is just a fucking lie. Which would be the funniest. Like, look, there's actually no dragons in here. Like, but they fight dragons. But the last Dragonborn, as you remember from his episode, is fucking from like him when he fought the Chosen Undead, is fucking broken.
Yeah.
And before we move on, I just want to say like my favorite quote about that episode, and it comes from my brother, and this is a quote about the episode and the Dragonborn specifically, and because it's the only episode of Death Battle I ever got to watch with my brother, and that is, after we got done watching it, my brother, I was like, "Hey, how did you feel about this episode or whatever?" Because he's a huge Dark Souls fan, and my brother goes like, "I understand it's not their fault, Death Battle, for like the Dragonborn winning, but that's fucking stupid." It's like, who wrote that stuff? Of like my dude, like 'cause he was like, for the chosen undead, my dude powered the entire universe with his soul. Like it's like my dude fights dragons. Well, my guy, I fights gods who kill dragons. Well, guess what? And not only that, he powers the entire universe with his soul. And then it goes back to the first guy, and he was like, "Well, the dragons I fight aren't just dragons; they're also gods, and also they eat universes. Also, those universes aren't just universes; they're infinite-size universes." Like he,
Yeah.
like, and it's like, and my
RPG
brother
will
like it's
be
rant about that,
crazy.
which is
Yeah.
so. And I will say one ability about about the last Dragonborn. Before we kind of move on, this is just versus brain rot, which is kind of like I don't know if Dragon Quest is built like this, and I don't think people know if how powerful the Elder Scrolls is. The last Dragonborn has a thing called he is the prisoner. You know, like in different, you know, like you'll have tarot cards of like the knight, the king, blah blah blah.
Right.
He is the prisoner, which is a different archetype for different characters throughout Elder Scrolls. And if you are the prisoner, that means when you take a singular action, that means you do every single possible action that is possible in that exact same moment, and then you choose which one you want to do, and then you perform it. Your every action that the last Dragonborn does is a causal, or whatever the fuck you would cause that. It's an infinite permutation hyper selection mode,
Huh.
which is just bullshit. That means, like, if you have a 1 in a billion chance as the last Dragonborn to accomplish something by taking the exact same route, they just do it. Like, that's like if they stare at a key, that's like if they were at a key card or whatever, and they had to input like 10 digits correctly, you would just see them, and they would enter in the correct number correctly
Wow.
the first time.
That's crazy.
And that's stupid.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely
hate,
insane.
and like, and people, and I was, and it's like from the out, and like because of the way that their mind works, they don't go insane doing this because their brain just filters out everything that's the incorrect options. That's stupid. I hate it. Like, is it because
Wow.
like it's just an issue I've heard for like Elder Scrolls where it's either they just instantly win or they instantly lose. There's
Oof.
nothing in between.
Well then. Alright. So with that done, we'll move on
Sorry,
to
I just hate that. I just hate that power. It's stupid.
sounds it. Yeah. So we'll move on to 195th place, which is Sephiroth versus Kefka. A same series Final Fantasy matchup. And based on what I'm reading here from my notes, they are surprisingly similar. And as far as same series ideas go, this one actually seems quite fun.
Nice. I don't know much about Final Fantasy, to be honest. I don't know. Like, I've heard of Kefka.
I can read off what I have here, which is... Well, the first line is just them both being iconic Final Fantasy villains, and out of all of them, these two are probably the most well-known.
Yeah.
Apparently both prominent members of a military force. The first people experimented on in a super soldier project, which had bad consequences. Both eventually lost their sanity, becoming cruel villains who enjoyed tormenting and killing. They gained godly power after absorbing the source of all magic, connected to the planet in some way, and becoming one with it. Both try to destroy the world after gaining said power. Kefka succeeds, Sephiroth doesn't. They both apparently kill their greedy dictator masters, put the protagonist under mind control and traumatize them. Massively symbolic final forms with a bunch of wings, but then that's just, and then a bunch of forms to fight first, though that is just a big staple of these games.
Yeah.
Point about their music, that doesn't really matter here. pretty good contrast in that Sephiroth is serious, Kefka is batshit insane. Sephiroth has a god complex. Kefka openly mocks the idea of gods. Kefka is apparently represents light versus Sephiroth representing darkness.
Can I? Okay. Whenever you say that about a character, of like this one's light, this one's dark, you're either stretching to the most extensive degree or you're going kind of surface level. Like either way is kind of like if you're stretching, no. If you're going hyper surface level, sure. Like you don't need that deep of connections or whatever. But
Yeah.
you're on sentence. I don't know how many you have in front of you, but that sounds like sentence 5 of like you. And personally, I don't think you need to have.
That's like the
that
12th sentence
much.
I have here, 12th or 13th. There's a lot.
Okay, then yeah.
But
So
it is just one.
yeah.
It is the one of two contrasts.
Yeah, but like either
But yeah, you're
ultimately,
right. It's just
it sounds
like
to a
an
degree
extra
you're kind
thing.
of like. It sounds like I'm not saying you as in
No,
I get it. I'm saying you as whoever wrote it. Like to kind of stretch it, you could keep your connections and why you like something fairly simple, because more I hear these long lists, more annoyed.
This
I
light
kinda
versus
get.
darkness thing can absolutely be ignored and
that's
scrubbed. But
yeah.
yeah,
You could.
I am shocked
you could remove
at
half of
how
this,
similar
personally.
these two are. Like, genuinely shocked.
Yes, but coming from the same series as well.
Yeah, one could almost believe that Final Fantasy 6 and 7 were developed with the same base villain concept and just taken in wildly different directions.
Yeah.
So
I recently got like Final Fantasy 4. That's just like that's not relate to this. I'm just saying, I got it.
right, so fun idea,
Dial it back a little.
and yeah, as far as same series matchups go, I would not be against seeing it. We will then move on now to 194th place with Solar Flare versus Gwendolin, which is Plants vs. Zombies, versus Bloons Tower Defense. And what I have here is the hot-headed females of tower defense games. These franchises have been around since the 2000s, leaving their marks on many tower defense games later in the future. Bit of an interesting rivalry, apparently. They're both fire-based characters from the two of the biggest tower defense games that there are. But they do seem like they will be a bit light on anything you could do for an analysis.
I feel like both series of Plants vs. Zombies, I feel like for analysis to fully work for either, you would have to go cover all of it.
Yeah,
because
it does feel like it would work better as a series versus series fight, an army fight, so to speak. You put a bunch of the plants versus a bunch of the monkeys from Bloons, and then see what happens. Because there's probably a good number of similar units that you can pick for both sides.
I tried looking up the versus brain rot sentiments of Bloons. I couldn't find anything. Probably just because it's not documented. If I had Bloons 6, which actually has lore versus the other games, because the other games are just fun, like surface level games you can play online, but 6 you actually have to get the app, and like that goes in depth.
Yeah.
If I had that, I bet I could find some stuff, and I think it would be a lot of fun and interesting. But again, the only issue with this matchup is simply no one tower in either of these games it has enough personality in self to make an analysis around.
Yeah.
You want it to be a whole. So,
yeah. Again, seems like a very, very fun idea for a DBX level fight, but it just seems a bit lacking in terms of analysis potential to really make me go all in on it, you know?
if you were a balloon tower, which one would you be? Go.
Well, it's been a long time. I've only played like the first.
Sniper Monkey's pretty cool. I like using that one a lot.
That one's cool.
Yeah.
I'd have to search them up again. It's been years since I've played it.
You have failed your like millennial self for not recalling this.
All right.
I last played it when it was still just a flash game on like a website like Doppler or something.
Yeah.
The first game I played was Bloons Tower Defense 3 on Cool Math Games.
I remember playing the original, and that was something.
I feel like I know my answer, and I would be a glue monkey. I would be a glue monkey.
All right.
Because I'm not doing much, but I'm there when you need me.
Nice. We'll move on now then to 193rd place with Kirito and Asuna versus Naofumi and Raphtalia. Sword Art Online versus the Rising of the Shield Hero. This one has a pitch call, which will be the link to which will be in the description. I'm going to watch it at some point and put my notes up on screen as I'm talking as to what I think, because I haven't watched it yet. And then I'm just going to grab a drink quick. But on the surface,
I'm going to.
It seems alright, but I will need to watch the pitch to fully get my head around the idea.
So Kirito, everybody, I think, Sword Art Online SAO is very much like a hardcore, like, it was the harbinger of the overpowered isekai craze that hit everything in the mid till, like, I think it was like late 2000s, I think, and it's been going ever since for anime, because at least once in a season, you'll see like an overpowered isekai anime, and it's because SAO just was that popular for a minute. It just broke all the records for a hot minute. I very much dislike overpowered isekai tropes, so I resent SAO deeply. And like, I think if you've watched like a lot of the ballots, whenever Kirito shows up, if you are a Death Battle fan, there is a line that constantly shows up. Like, by all accounts, you put on this VR headset and you almost died, right? For all intents and purposes. And it was the most horrific thing later that you must have gone through. Like, you woke up and you were in a coma, you were malnourished and weak and dragging yourself. And that would have been a great ending, even ignoring the rest of the problems. But then later on, you will learn more about games that use the same VR set. And you're like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna plug myself back in. You don't got PTSD. Like, there are some video games that I go like, when I played that, I was in a really deep emotional state. I cannot play that again because I will break down. You're willing to go like, I'd have almost died the first time. Technically, I killed a few people, but I'm okay with playing another game. And it's not just Kirito, it's hundreds, if not thousands, of previous players that are still okay logging into these types of games.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you? I do like Rising of a Shield Hero. It starts very unique, well. It then gets more tropey moving on, but I do like that one a lot.
Yeah. So looping back to the matchup itself, it's my notes, my feelings of it will have been on screen, so we'll see if I like it or don't like it. But as a first glance, it's an interesting 2v2, and I've said this before, but I would like to see more pure 2v2 matchups, because there's only been one, and And if anyone tries to tell you otherwise, they're misconstruing something, because the only true 2v2 death battle is Ratchet and Clank versus Jack and Daxter.
Yeah.
Everything else has either been a mech fight or a summoner fight or something like that.
I will say, I do like Naofumi a lot more with how he fights than like Kirito, because Naofumi, the way he works, for those who don't know, he is the shield hero. Like, 4 heroes get summoned to battle like these endless waves of monsters that appear like every Crimson Moon or something like that, if I recall. And there is like the sword, there's the bow, and then there's like the spear, and then there's the fucking shield. And he gets ostracized because he's supposed to be the lame one, and people thought he wasn't going to be necessary. But he just goes around collecting all of these weird ass shields and just infinitely grinding, basically, like leveling up. And he basically uses these shields that all individually have a unique power set. He's kind of like a take Urza from Fairy Tail, but only shields. That's kind of how he fights.
Yeah. It's cool.
I think it would be... Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. There's only one... Like, this is just me kind of not liking the overpower. I think it'd be really interesting if he was limited to, like, maybe carrying around, like, 5 shields or something. So, but meanwhile, in the anime and manga and light novel, he just has access to all of his shields. I feel like it would be cool if he had a very limited set. He had to use them in unique ways, but that's just me not liking overpower. I still like how he fights. I'm just saying how I would like it to be a little bit more limited.
All right.
That's me.
So overall, neat sounding idea. I'll see how I feel after I watch the pitch.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got 192nd place, the Fort Robot versus the Numidium, DC versus the Elder Scrolls. And I have notes here with the main theme: extremely powerful, metaphysical, robotic, godly weapons with contrasting natures. The weapon made to defend reality versus the weapon made to deny it. The weapon made to destroy its creator versus the weapon made to ascend them to godhood. One brought into being by thought, one fought itself out of being. The ultimate optimist versus the being made of nihilism. This sounds incredibly grand and honestly quite awesome.
Yes, I believe Thought Robot got a little cameo in Goku vs. Superman 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He's
was
the
him
Cosmic
versus
Armor
Xeno.
Superman, yeah.
Oh.
Cosmic Armor Superman / the Thought Robot are the exact same thing.
Yeah. It is.
I understand now.
Yeah.
Well, it's called... I forget why it has the 2 names. I think it's because other people... Like, I think in universe it's called the Thought Robot, but like in like just versus terminology and shit, people call it the Cosmic Armor.
Yeah.
Because I think the Cosmic Armor is because people think it's like a suit that normal Superman puts on. It's like, no.
No, it's a robot.
Okay.
It's a robot that has, I believe, Ultraman as one half of it, and the other half, I think, is either Silver Age or Golden Age Superman or something like that. It's like, it's powered by evil Superman and a very good Superman, because you need those 2 dichotomies for it to fully work, and like their consciousness merges into one being.
Right.
I think it would, like, instead of like it being Xeno Goku, if it was like a fusion of like Goku and Vegeta fighting him as a cameo, that would make more narrative sense.
Huh.
Like, honestly, the Thought Robot and that entire storyline is so bizarre and over the top to the point where it's just like, it almost limits the comic, because it's like, oh yeah, we know we're in a comic book. Meanwhile, I don't. So that's always a question of like, how high do you scale characters that are like, I am in fiction, I am a fictional being, versus a series that goes like, no, I'm a real god. It's like the Thought Robot story, because there is a moment I think it's either the thought robot or another thing that's like narrating the entire event, and it's describing how it can feel us in our reality turning the pages of the comic.
Wow.
So this would go so meta-textual that it wouldn't be about power scaling. It would be like, okay, what's the difference between reality and fiction? What is the difference? Like,
So this is probably the highest tier matchup we're going to talk about today.
probably,
Yeah.
unless we come across unless like Lucifer or Morningstar shows up, or
Yeah.
Okay, so
Dioth shows up.
a small question. Have the two of you seen the matchup that is going to be after Yuji versus Denji?
No.
Yeah.
Is that
I have.
And that's a no from you, Comet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Can I assume then?
I managed.
Can I assume then you don't
managed to
want to?
avoid it.
Yeah. Okay. I won't say
Yeah.
anything.
I'll leave it out. I'll leave it out for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume it's a people one then.
It goes. I will say it goes big. That's all I will say.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely.
So we'll move on to 191st place with Rin Okumura versus Moka Akashiya. Blue Exorcist versus Rosario plus Vampire.
This
I've read both of
was
these.
A cool matchup featuring two supernatural high school students who have to seal their powers to blend in with society, but constantly have to take them off when in danger. Apparently both were also airing around a similar time.
They were.
Yeah. These are probably some of my first anime that I watched, and that's like they post like just like a funny little image of like but the way I watched anime was in a basement, just like made like put up like a basement image of like a concrete floor with a single light bulb, like a murder basement, and then put like a little office in the background.
I will see if I can find one.
No, go just type in murder basement.
That'll probably give us something, yeah.
And like there was like a little like post. I'll give you like the image of my profile picture. I'll give like you put a layer and just like give it like propeller hat, just sitting in a back office in this murder basement at this box computer, and I would be sitting at it because my dad was never home. We would only talk over like ye olden Skype and play chess, and whenever before we would talk because we was on business meetings, I would boot up anime. And first anime was in fact Rosario plus Vampire, and I know it. Remember the anime?
Yeah, I've seen Rosario plus Vampire, or at least some amount of it.
Yeah.
And
I've not in the mega cast.
I've not seen Blue Exorcist, but I am
It's all right.
currently playing in a D&D campaign set in that world. So it's been neat learning about it a little.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's not a bad series from what I remember.
I think it's a good series. I think it.
Yeah.
I've like Rosario Vampire. I wish continued with its anime because I remember liking it, but never did. Because of the way they
never finished.
They never finished it. The manga finished, but the anime didn't adapt the remaining end of it for whatever reason.
That sucks.
This was in the mega cast, the 3-hour mega cast, and I was the person who asked, like, they were like, they weren't sure who wins because their stats and abilities kind of cancel each other out, but Rin does seem to have way better regeneration than Moka, and so I asked the legendary question: can he survive being chugged?
Because vampire, yes.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Just set off the crew for like a good 5-10 minutes of just laughing.
Man,
so
that's funny.
my proud moment.
Alright, so I'll wrap this up quick with it is a very cool matchup and one that would be awesome to see.
Yeah.
And move swiftly on to 190th place with another Sephiroth matchup. Sephiroth versus Sentry from Marvel.
Okay, I will. I'm just going to show you.
Which
Sephiroth
puts Sentry puts Sephiroth so far into the ground it's not even funny. But the link of
Wait, what did you just say?
Sentry put Sephiroth so far into the ground it's not even funny.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
the
like-
whole thematic thing of apparently military soldiers who are manipulated by corporations and all that. It's a neat neat thematic.
I posted my reaction to seeing this little lineup.
I shall have a little look.
Like that is Sephiroth, and then there's me.
I will put.
Just put that in.
I absolutely
I don't have anything
will.
else to say.
I absolutely will. Yeah, there's not really much to say other than thematically, it's kind of neat, but it's. I mean, no offense to the person who pitched it, it's not really great because Sentry just. Sentry could probably tap Sephiroth and he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm remembering scaling wrong, in which case, if it's
No,
debatable,
you're not.
then fine.
Yeah, you're not.
But
yeah.
This will be a
And I don't think Sentry has any magic weaknesses either, so...
No, not that I've heard of.
No, he doesn't.
A quick one again into 189th place. Mother Gothel versus the Witch, which is Tangled versus Into the Woods. And based on what I know about Mother Gothel and Tangled and the brief clips I have seen from the Into the Woods movie, I get it. And it's neat, but I'm not entirely sure how this works as a fight. But maybe
it's two old ladies.
Yeah, I'm probably just missing something. I just don't see how this is a fight.
I don't even think Mother Gothel is in the Tangled TV show. So there's
no, she's dead, isn't she?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think the show takes. It's not like a prequel series like you'll see with a lot of.
No, I know the show
Disney
takes place
shows.
after the movie, so Gothel is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so she doesn't have anything extended. She's just like a old lady. I don't even think she knows magic. I think she's just a.
No, because she has to steal. Well, I think she knows some because she knows about the hair.
Yeah, but that's not being magical. That's just knowing someone else's magic.
I think it was at when
flower
Rapunzel was a baby. They took the flower from Gothel,
made it into medicine,
used it on Rapunzel. Yeah,
I forget. Like, yeah, but like
which puts the magic.
I'm saying
into Rapunzel
herself doesn't have any abilities.
No,
she's
just
a stealthy old lady because she's able to break it.
Unless there's something I don't remember.
There might be something if you think of it as maybe Mother Gothel is kind of immortal via Rapunzel's magic, and the witch has to try and kill Rapunzel.
No, that's not how it's
that's
presented.
no. The magic is
about
just
as far as I can get.
I feel like the magic is just de-aging her.
Yeah, it's
well,
it's like the way you age is because your cells break down, and then they have to, and then they don't heal as well, and so.
Well, I suppose
technically,
if the hair is just straight up healing, which is what it seems to be,
it's just
since
healing.
It heals
like
the baby Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Then yeah,
it is just healing. Like, because if you had magical healing where you somehow like supercharge a thing with perfect like healing properties, you wouldn't age and in theory de-age. In fact, so I think it's just healing. So I don't think if she got like, I don't think she's like, I have Wolverine regeneration. No.
Yeah. And for some reason in the show, they let the healing magic make a nuke as well.
Yeah. But, well, that's the show. The show's fucking like
doesn't even shock me at this point.
I don't know. It's weird, but anyway.
All right. So yeah, that's pretty much all we can say about that one. We'll move on to 188th place. Kamen Rider Build versus Spider-Man, which, like, I've got connections here, but they seem very. There's a lot, but but all of them individually don't seem very great.
Oh yeah, like here's a question before you go into it. does it feel like it's stretching, or is it very much who are these characters at their core? Like, I don't want to.
A
be
lot of them
dick
feel like they're stretching, but that also is partly because of just how much Spider-Man has done over the years.
Yeah, so
I've seen,
honestly,
I will say, I've seen Kamen Rider build versus Iron Man, which seems a little more neat, but I don't know enough to say. I will then say, I'm not feeling it, you know?
I remember watching, because I think the guy who pitched this, or at least a guy who was also a fan of Kamen Rider Build, he was streaming a few episodes of Kamen Rider Build in like the Death Bell Discord, and I watched some of it, and I was like, okay, his abilities are very neat, because the way his powers kind of work is basically he'll pick more or less two animal themes and then merge their powers together.
Right.
And then like he'll be like that way he'll like, okay, I can be fast like a rabbit, plus I'll have like Rhino or whatever. And like he'll have those sorts of abilities. And so I think Iron Man is a better choice personally. And for two reasons. One, it's hyper adaptive suits fighting each other. And secondly, the power level is a lot more close than, Spider-Man, because Kamen Riders all sort of scale to one another, and that gets wonky really fast.
Yeah. Yeah, so sadly there's not really much else we can say about this other than...
Yeah, so...
It's fine, but not really feeling it,
Yeah, it's...
entirely possible that there's just something that I couldn't find that makes it better, but...
Yeah.
If this Kamen Rider is a street tier Kamen Rider, maybe, but I don't think he is.
Yeah. Alright, so next we've got 187th place with a personal favorite matchup of mine. Azula versus Cyclonis. Avatar versus... Avatar The Last Airbender versus Stormhawks. Where the only downside that I have seen to this matchup is that Stormhawks has a single season where Cyclonis doesn't really do a whole lot. Other than just being she's the main villain, but there's really not a lot of encounters with her where she fights.
Yeah, and that's like Stormhawks was cool, but...
yeah, and it ended on a cliffhanger from what I recall from making a trailer for this. And finding clips of Cyclonis doing shit was difficult. But I put together a pretty good one, I think. But thematically as characters, Cyclonis is like damn perfect for Azula. Like, oh my god, it's good. And if you can work this into analysis and fight, it'd be great. But Cyclonis just does suffer from that.
Yeah.
Is Stormhawks in the same universe as Slugterra? Like, one's above the ground, one's below?
I don't know.
Because they look borderline the same art style.
I'm not sure.
Be cool if they were.
Yeah.
Cool if they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I guess looking at the wiki for Stormhawks, it says that Piper is the only person who rivals Cyclonis in terms of mastery over crystal, so I guess...
So maybe you could do some scaling there. Scaling chain.
Yeah, make her like Piper, and then go from there.
And there is some amount of... There's a small amount of footage of her like using a magic staff or whatever. So maybe if you delve into it, you can figure out how Cyclonis would fight and match that up. But yeah. Not really a whole lot to say about that. I am going to draw a line in the sand and say that it's Azula's it's the most thematic matchup I've seen for Azula, and Azula versus Cinder is terrible, and I do not like it.
You should feel bad. Go in a corner and think about what you did.
Cinder wishes she was on the level of Azula. Like,
well, after The Last Airbender...
I mean, Cinder probably kicks Azula's ass power-wise, but every other aspect of Azula's character is so much better than Cinder. Oh my god.
I think power level Avatar has the edge over Ruby.
Oh,
But,
really?
like speed, they're slower.
Well, I was just gonna say because Cinder would have maiden powers.
Yeah, but I don't know. But yeah, but people in Avatar seemingly can all scale to one another.
I
To
mean,
a
if
degree. I don't
Azula
know,
can stand up to Cinder, then yeah,
I've
Azula
heard
is
that there is,
100% more skilled, and if she can
I've heard
leverage
that
awesome.
there's going to be like some big feats in the upcoming movie. But I did want to say one thing about like Avatar matchups I find very interesting. And like a lot more people have gone behind me on this, even though when I first pitched it, people thought I was a fucking asshole. Uh, in Avatar, the way it's presented is that bending is an external force that you tap into. You don't reinforce your own body with bending, you push it on you only use what's around you energy wise. So every single person in Avatar is more or less the exact same level of their ability, unless you can bend or counter bend away certain attacks.
Neat.
So their AP
So
does not equal their
scaling
ability.
chain.
I'm not saying scaling chain, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, going off what's presented, you can have a much wider range of people that Avatar can fight because their durability is more or less just human level, which means if you're more skilled or faster, you can still hurt them, which is a thing in most verses doesn't let you do. So
Awesome.
Avatar is very good in the idea that you can have like Azula fight another character. I'm not saying Cyclonis is like this, but I'm saying using Azula as an example, that's kind of just like a human level person who's just got swords but has a similar story, as long as that other person's in the same ballpark of speed.
Awesome.
Like,
awesome.
which I really like. Like, so I just love Avatar because it allows for a much wider range of combatants.
Avatar is
Thanks to
awesome, man. It really is.
And also, they're giving Azula like fighting stances, like in the new upcoming.
I've seen some clips. It's awesome.
In the game, when it first was announced, everyone's like, "What is this? This is weird. It's stupid." And then as more clips came out, it was like, "Oh
there's
my god,
there's
they're cooking."
so much attention to detail and so many neat little things. It's amazing. But
I do hope we get like more like mature designs of Team Avatar, because we have the mature designs of Korra and Team Avatar. They clash a lot, in my opinion. But as long as we get more mature designs of like as like skins or character options for Team Avatar later on, I'm completely happy. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. And Azula's fighting styles being either her prim and proper self, or her Fire Lord, I'm crazy.
I'm crashing out.
Yeah, it's so cool. But yeah, I love Avatar, and even though it's going to be terrible, like the community's reaction to it, I'm looking forward to Avatar versus Traveler.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right.
Comment. You have anything more you want to say? Sorry. Comment. Comment.
Might be a mic issue again.
Mic issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you have anything if you want to text it, I can read out for you.
Oh, no, it's cool.
Wait, no, you're back. Your mic's alive.
Okay, cool. Nice.
You have
yeah,
anything?
I've just checked Stormhawks to see if there really is nothing else for it. And it turns out there's two things that Stormhawks has done since the series.
Oh.
They announced a comic book and distributed 50 special copies of issue 1 at Toronto Anime Con, and then cancelled it.
Oh my god.
Wait, they canceled the Comic-Con or canceled the comic?
They cancelled the comic after just dropping the 50
Why?
copies of issue 1. And then they also made a video game that
Is
was
it like a
in
mobile
beta.
game?
It was in beta for a whole 2 years, and then they cancelled that too.
Oh man, that sucks.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back up onto my soapbox, and this is a thing that I feel like, honestly, there should be like a Steam for comics. You know what I mean? Like
That'd be cool.
an app
That'd
you
be
can
cool.
download to your computer, and it has like a bunch of different comics, and you could it's like $5 a single comic issue or something like that. There's nothing like that online. Like, yeah, there is stuff individually for like Marvel or DC, but like if there was a big database like that you can, like some catalogs you can find online of just old comics, but you could actually pay like $5 per comic through an app. I would wish that was a thing, but
That'd be
like,
kind of cool.
that's just me.
All right, so let's keep going on. 186th place, Kairi versus Sakura, Kingdom Hearts versus Naruto, and I'm gonna go with the note here: the pink-haired female member of their respective series' main group of friends that are often considered useless by the fandom at large, but have been shown to be able to hold their own when push comes to shove. Kairi probably puts Kingdom Hearts probably mean. I ran over my words there. Kairi probably wins immediately. And it's a singular link. I just don't think this is very good.
Yeah, I like
It's a
lot of these.
It's a funny joke of this useless person is actually fucking cracked, but
I get the idea that Sakura, because of her scaling, especially because Boruto says fuck the power ceiling, like she can probably punch the planet in half. I get it, but that's Kingdom Hearts, though.
hey, you can punch that planet in half? Cool! Now watch me crack this universe in half!
Yeah, yes, I understand that. Before the two people in the comments who continually comment, "I love you," I will find you and I will hug you personally. Don't worry about it. I'm already behind you. Don't look now. If you look now, you die. I'm an SCP that way. Anyway, but like I get that there's universal arguments for Naruto, but that's not enough.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, we'll just move quickly on because there's a few minutes before we hit the hour, and there's only 2 matchups left, so we can try and get both of them in.
Yep.
We've got 185th place, Link versus Adol Kristen, and I said that name pretty much dead on to how it's spelt here. And Legend of Zelda versus, I think it might be pronounced Ys. It's like YS. I may well have gotten that completely wrong. If I did, then I apologize. From what I'm reading here, it uses composite link. And that's interesting. Because, I mean, Link versus Cloud both times used composite link from what I can tell. But that was more... This seems like more of Link versus Cloud, but more focused on particular similarities in the general stories of both. Maybe I'm not seeing something or seeing something that isn't there, but seems neat. Seems neat. I don't know anything really about Adol Kristen to comment more on it. And the notes sort of go over just the general things of being pioneers of action, adventure, and RPG genres originating from the 80s, whose stories have been chronicled over many different games through Link's incarnations and Adol's entire life. Apparently both classic silent protagonists, mostly, with hearts of gold who will gladly lend a hand to anyone they meet, which often gets them involved with various sorts of mystical female figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of similar... It seems like Ys or Is, or however you pronounce it, hits a lot closer to the general vibe and gameplay of how Legend of Zelda does things. Maybe I'm... At least from how it's explained here.
Apparently, for Adol, the reason he has red hair is because the system was so limited that they had to choose one colour
to make
go with it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Coding is a bitch. And storage back then was so limited.
It's great. Like there are.
I think that's the reason why in like the first Mario game, it's it's either like the clouds and hills share like a similar sprite layout or something like that. Like maybe I'm misremembering, but some background elements.
There's a lot of games like that.
But yeah, this actually seems really fun, especially as a Link return. I mean, it'd be going over the various incarnations again, but there's enough that you could probably do it. Plus, Link's almost certainly gonna get more games down the line. So
he's got the movie coming out too.
That too.
But there's also an Elden Ring movie coming out, so I think we're going.
I heard a little bit about that. Yeah, a lot of video game movies these days, and they're doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be Link versus Tarnished if they bring Link on for Death Battle.
I can see that, but you would do what is it? Breath of the Wild Link? Breath of the Wild Link is the specific Link they put up against the Tarnished.
Yeah, I don't see like why you wouldn't do that. Like,
it makes sense from a numbers lining things up perspective.
It makes sense from a numbers like there is no connections other than the two biggest games of that summer, basically.
Of a very similar gameplay style.
I don't think Elden Ring is game of the year, and I definitely don't think it's RPG of the year.
All right,
I will fight you in the comments.
So, all that being said, fun idea. Seems really neat. Seems really, really fun. I said fun twice. Seems really cool, and I would be happy to see it. And so we'll move on to the final matchup today. 184th place, Bayonetta versus Bishamon from something called Noragami.
Okay, I have to pull it. Like, am I going to be the DJ of this?
I know.
Commentary. I know what Noragami is. It slowly erases it.
Yeah, I know nothing about Noragami. When I first saw Bishamon, I was like, Bayonetta fighting a Digimon?
Yeah. Like, if it was a Digimon, the power levels might make sense. But so I think everyone knows what Bayonetta is. Tall, sexy, hack and slash lady from like Nintendo and all that jazz. Everybody knows her. I suck at names and I don't know the stories exactly, but basically the idea of Noragami is in that universe, the different Japanese gods kind of are in an endless like battle with one another because they want to gain notoriety within certain like if I want to be the god of luck, I have to make people like who are down on their luck, and that's like the main character, right? That's his story. I have to help people who are down on their luck, so they associate me with getting them out of their bad luck streak. Therefore, I become the god of luck and all of that stuff. And that's sort of how their power system works, kind of based on perception to a degree, which is always kind of fun. I like it whenever that happens. And she is one of like the bad guys, one of the bad gods, and her thing, at least I think she is, and she does the whole like. I think she does dual pistols, which I believe is the connection to Bayonetta. But other than that, I don't really get the connections other than sexy ladies who are somewhat scantily clad that use pistols. But again, post that Konosuba image.
I see. I see. Well then.
Bishamon. No, they're like street level, like a street level characters for the vast majority of their stuff.
Well then.
In Noragami. So I'm sorry, you're not built for this.
Yeah.
I do love Noragami. It's been forever since I watched it, obviously.
How does it fit thematically then? Do you have any idea?
It's been like at least a decade since I've watched it.
So yeah, sadly I couldn't find anything about the matchup online.
I will say, like, just as a shot in the dark, Bayonetta is a lady who fights angels and gods. Bishamon, because similar fighting style is similar, like sexy lady aesthetic with the pistols and all that. She is a angelic sort of god.
Okay, but
that's as much as I can give you.
So it's a very vibe heavy matchup. All right.
I guess.
Makes
so
sense.
that's all I can give you.
Makes sense then. Well, that is all the matchups for today. For anyone that's watched, I want to thank you for watching. And again, hope that I can get this out sooner than the others have been, and that the next recording happens sooner as well, so I can start going on a bit of a tear with these, hopefully. But then, hope to see people next time. If you guys just want to give a goodbye or whatever.
Yes, goodbye.
Hasta la. Bye.
Again, thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.